Hello, hello! Perfidious Beat here, back for more delightful dalliance down in the dreary deeps of Perfidious Manor in Darga's dungeon. Would you really want to have a delightful dalliance down in the dreary deep, though? That sounds vaguely ominous, sort of like the world's crappiest euphemism for either clandestine sex on a subway, like, you know, where somebody's riding on somebody's lap in a crowded train, they've got their skirt all flared out, panties pulled to the side while they do the nasty on the bumping and grinding as the train bumps along the rails. That kind of thing. Or alternatively, sex in a sewer pipe. That's a delightful dalliance in a dreary deep is one of those two things. And the sewer pipe thing is probably between, well, like two city inspectors or maybe utilities workers. Who the hell else is going to be down in the sewer? It's those guys. Or it's either city workers, utility workers, or April O'Neil and a Ninja Turtle. That's it. Those are the only three potential possibilities for having sex in a sewer. But the April O'Neil thing, I mean, that's borderline Rule 34 territory right there. In fact, that may have been one of the earliest forms of Rule 34. I would wager if you had historical documents and could do a search and look at, say, the first 1,000 images uploaded to the Rule 34 website, I bet at least one of the first 1,000 was April O'Neil getting porked by a Ninja Turtle. I guarantee it. Can it be porked? They're amphibians, not really, you know, they're not really mammals. You wouldn't say they porked her. You would say they, what would be the verb for a turtle getting it on? They fibbed her? There you go. April O'Neil getting fibbed by a Ninja Turtle. Turtles are amphibious, so there you go. They're not amphibians, they're reptiles. Repping her? Okay, that's better. They are amphibious, but they're actually reptiles. So it'd be April O'Neil getting repped by a Ninja Turtle. I like it. At least one, possibly more. In fact, probably one of the first 1,000 was April O'Neil getting repped by all 4 Ninja Turtles, and maybe Shredder was jerking it in a corner while he watched. The rule, okay, enough Rule 34. You guys know probably too much about the kind of things I look at on the internet now. Let's take a look at who we've got available and what's available to do. I'm kidding about the Rule 34 stuff. It's just, you know, if I wanted to look at pornography, I'd go look at actual pornography. There's plenty available. What do we got for missions, though? Martyr Seal is intriguing, but it's garbage because it gives us, well, you know, it does give us a penalty to death blow resist, which, is that a penalty or a bonus? No, it's a bonus to death blow resist. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Also, we don't really need any of those particular varieties of item. Another Martyr Seal. Okay, I'm getting starting to get a theme going here. Move Amulet is hot, flaming, wet turd. So we could go to the Weald and pick up a Berserk Mask, which is not terrible. It has a penalty to Virtue Chance, which I dislike. It's also got a penalty to Healing, which I dislike, but the bonus crit and bonus speed is quite nice. 6 deeds as well. We are very low on deeds, so we could use some. We're also going to pick up 4 crests, which again, we could use. Do we have a team that would be well suited into taking care of that mission? Can we sort you guys by level, please? Thank you. The answer is no. We got Jack Dawson and Nick Bradshaw, who I really don't think are well equipped to handle the 6-pounder. In fact, Nick Bradshaw would be objectively a bad choice for the 6-pounder. We need people who can hit any location to take that bad boy out. And I'm not sure we may ever fight the 8-pounder, so, you know, nah, I'm not gonna worry about that. What else have we got? Got a longevity eye patch. I mean, it's something. It's a medium mission. Who is this? Kill who? Kill the Necromancer. Do we have a team that could do that? Do we have a team that could kill the Necromancer? I would like them to be all level 4. We've got, like, 3/4 of a team that could handle the Necromancer, but we're 1 man shy. Do I want to then send in Dwayne Hicks? I don't think this is a bad team, and they would fare respectably well against the Necromancer. I'd like to get them leveled up a little bit more. How much EXP then becomes the question? Like, how much leeway do we have before somebody gets over-leveled? 28 and 28, and then our next batch would have to be at the Necromancer. So what do you say we try to do a medium dungeon and get this team bumped up so that they're capable of doing it? And if we wanted a Martyr Seal, we could do, well, a long mission is actually going to be too much EXP. A short mission, though, would be just right. Now, it is down in the cove, and remember, never forget, hashtag fuck the cove. But in this case, I think we're going to be okay. Let's go back to town very quickly, because we should have some upgrades we can knock out. Never mind, I thought we upgraded. Was it weapons and armor that we upgraded? We upgraded something. Weapons and armor is in fact what it was. All right, Padme, let's get you bumped up. And we're blowing a pretty fat stack of coin here, but I have no regrets or qualms about this. We want to make sure the Cove is dangerous. We got to make sure we're as well equipped as is possible to be equipped in Darkest Dungeon. The Cove is a treacherous place, man. You surprise the wrong enemy, you're not walking out of there alive. Or, you're walking out missing an ear or not being able to fuck anymore because Brad Pitt got a hold of you while you were trying to, find the Mexican. The gun, not, an actual person, is what I'm talking about. Feather Crystal, Sacred Scroll. Eldritch is interesting because we do have a lot of Eldritch down in the Cove. It does give us a penalty to bleed resist, but actually gives a bonus to bleed resist and a penalty to HP. I think maybe we give the Ethereal Crucifix to Dwayne Hicks here. So this is the team we're taking. We're taking Hicks. Padme's going to be bringing up the rear. We got Caitlin in position 4. You're fine. Quit asking. What? I mean, you're not even really overly stressed here. I don't know why you would assume that we thought you were not fine. Is everything okay? Because I had no particular qualms about you until you said everything's fine, I'm okay. Because that's sort of passive-aggressively indicating that, in fact, maybe things aren't okay, Padme. We're going to give you a Sacred Scroll, and we're going to follow that up with Junia's Head. Stress is a bit of an issue for this dungeon, but we will have some stress mitigation as well. Speaking of which, what skills are you rocking? Blackjack, that's good. We won't be crying havoc much, but that's fine. Target Whistle, Hound's Harry, Hound's Rush, all of those things are acceptable. Yeah, that's a solid combination. Okay. Dwayne, how about you? You got the right skills? Just checking. It's been a while since we've reviewed everybody. Periodically got to give the employees a quick once-over and make sure everybody's, fully on board with what's going on. Be like, hey, how are you doing? Just got to, just kind of checking in. I want to make sure everything's okay. So you've got really good dodge. We could spec you for dodge. I wouldn't mind specking you for damage. Bonus dodge. We could give you bonus dodge, bonus speed. Is there any, we should give you like an Eldritch Slayer's ring to get you some more damage. I know we have one. It's a Beast Slayer's ring, not what I want. And maybe the Eldritch, is it incense? I thought we had evasion incense. I thought we had an Eldritch Slayer's ring. I guess not. I mean, we've got the Ethereal Crucifix, but I really want to keep that for Dwayne Hicks. I really do. Could go for a Crescendo Box. Gives us bonus damage, but also additional stress, which I'm not a huge fan of. Let's just spec you out for dodge. It'll be fine. Dwayne, this does not amplify your stress any, so we'll give you the Ethereal Crucifix. We could take this, which would... no, I don't really want the penalty to stress. And that would be an item for somebody who is not you that needed stress relief, and currently that's not really anybody. Could give you Dismiss Head, could give you a Crescendo Box just to give you a little bonus damage. You'd be hit real hard in that case. Now that I think about it, maybe the better move here is, if we're going to be doing stress relief a lot with Dwayne Hicks, maybe we go ahead and give... excuse me, Darkest Dungeon? You working a turkey through there, or what? What the hell was all that? I think we give the Eldritch Crucifix to our boy here. Gives him bonus bleed resist, does drop his hit points down a little bit, but the extra damage is probably going to be more useful for him, since we will periodically have Dwayne be doing stress relief. The Paralyzer's Crest is wet shit. Beast Slayer's Ring, not really interested. Warrior's Cap is not terrible. Bonus accuracy to melee skills. Is there anything more useful we might give you? I mean, we could just give you a Crescendo Box, but again, the bonus stress is problematic. Bonus healing received is not terrible. We could just give you a Feather Crystal and give you bonus speed and bonus dodge. What would that take your dodge? 28's not terrible. Not great, but it's not terrible. Let's give you that, and then, I'm going to give you the Crescendo Box, actually. We'll speed you up a little bit. How's that? So we got a team. They're as well equipped as we can possibly make them. Let's go grab some provisions and get this shit done. This is a short mission, so we're going to have no chance to get rid of either Vampiric Spirits or Scurvy, which is, neither of these is terrifically horrible, but then minus bleed resistance is bad. Debuff resistance. Basically, we're vulnerable to additional debuffs. Nothing that's going to have overall dramatic consequences for us. So let's go ahead and take... let's just go ahead and take the full amount of food. I'm going to grab 3 shovels, 1 extra anti-venom. Let's take 2 medicinal herbs, 1 thing of holy water. 1 bandage. And we do have a short mission here, so let's just go with 12 torches is probably acceptable. All right, Cove. I hate you, and you hate me even more. Let's agree that we're both gonna come down here and fight until only one man leaves, Thunderdome style. That's it. Who runs the Darkest Dungeon? Perfidious Pete runs Darkest Dungeon. That's right. Who runs Bartertown? Master Blaster runs Bartertown, but I got the dungeon, damn it. This is mine. You're not taking it from me. Just because you found a way to generate energy from hog excrement. You're not having it. So we can explore 90% of rooms. This is a bad dungeon for that, because we're going to have an abundance of backtracking as we try and explore 90% of rooms. Nice dodge there for the early Ren. Caitlin Stark staying on her toes. We should keep moving. Yeah, this dungeon layout is actually very bad from a backtracking perspective. Empty sack there. Let's crank our light level up. 83 is acceptable. Into the door. We can skip one of these rooms effectively. If we don't get some reasonable scouting, we're not really going to know which one to skip. We could go down here and backtrack, but this hallway is 6 tiles long. If we're going to skip one, what we should do is determine which one to skip based on the number of tiles. And I think if that one's 6 tiles long, screw it. You getting skipped, son? You should have had a shorter hallway. So we've surprised the enemy, which historically in the Cove for us has not gone well. But we did get out in front a little bit. That's going to give us a chance to get an early kill. And we could go for the murder, but also we could go for the stun. How do we want to handle this? Stun the stress unit, I think. Critical with the wallop and the stun. Stress relief is nice. The bolt from the blue with the kill on the wounded enemy. And we're starting off... Well, we're getting okay. We're starting off strong here. Good performances early from the team. You got skipped. And now you're going to go again? Yeah, okay. Beaten... You know, we're going to lose speed rolls. That's how it's going to go. Let's pile some more hate on you. You're looking at 10 blight damage. If we can get a GQs off, you're dead. Nope, got the stressful incantation. 21 stress is a lot. We're going to reduce that. So Dwayne Hicks is going to be stress relieving. This man already has fatal damage, so we got to do nothing else to him. Got the bleed as well, which is unfortunate. So do a little self-stress relief. It's a crit. We undid 12 of what we took, and I think we just gnaw your face off. We got the bleed. Need some more damage. 6 with the bleed, is that enough? Nope, we're only bleeding 2. We did not get enough, but that's okay, because fatal damage now. Dwayne Hicks with the speed got another chance to do some stress relief here. All right, we got 20 of that 21 back. We could cry havoc. Well, we can't do that because we'd have to move position before we could cry havoc, and moving a position would take our turn, so let's just smash this man in the face. Another critical. I'd love to get a heal off here. Oh, not gonna happen. All right, not the end of the world. And hey, significant benefits. 12 quests, 2 portraits, both things which we need. And 12 crests, that's a nice little drop there. Barnacle crusted chest. Hero got a nasty gash. Once again. Well, at least Wonder Woman wasn't involved in this particular nasty gash. Speaking of nasty gashes, I have a feeling that everyone involved with the Wonder Woman motion picture is gonna wish they had just received a rusty gash instead of... A rusty gash, Pete? Is that a menstruation joke? No, I mean like literally a gash from a rusty piece of metal. Be like, which would you rather do? Be in a Wonder Woman movie or have, you know, like a vicious laceration from a possibly tetanus-inducing piece of metal? After that one hits theaters, I think anybody you ask would be like, ugh, man, I should have let him gash me with that old jagged shiv that they stole from the city dump. It'd have been better career-wise. I'd be a much happier person if I had just taken a hit. No, though. I wanted to try and, you know, prove that Wonder Woman works as a character and can carry a film. It's just... I made a mistake. What can I say? I'm sorry. We're gonna have to endure a little bit of darkness, I think. We only have 9 torches. We're gonna have to backtrack at least once more, and then we gotta go all the way to the end. Little bonus food? Sure. We can spare some of these provisions. In all honesty, we probably overbought on provisions. And in fact, let's go ahead and nosh that food. What I'd really like is to find a torch lantern, maybe pick up some extra torches, or possibly some more palpable forms of treasure. Still plenty of food. Do we want to risk this room having a fight in it? I mean, this one almost certainly has a fight. Let's crank it. We've had 3 empties in a row. What are the odds we're going to find 4 empties in a row? Why would you tempt the fate in such a manner, Pete? Why did you not just say, oh, well, we're definitely going to have another empty room? It's always the opposite of what you want to happen. Darkest Dungeon loves nothing so much as it loves to spit in your mouth, Pete. You got to expect the unspitting. Keep moving. Sack's contents are ours. 500 gold. I would really, in this case, it's one of the few items where I would rather have heirlooms more than I would have gold. We've got a pretty significant pile of gold just sitting around waiting for us to do something with it.
The light, the promise of safety.
We'd like 50 grand, but we need heirlooms and another empty room. I'm thinking maybe we chose wisely to avoid the long hallway. The long hallway makes it by default the wrong hallway. Hey, any long hallway is a wrong hallway. Now there's a palpable stack of cash right there. Well, we would have broken even on the medicinal herb. Is there anything we would rather have more? You know, let's get rid of that bandage. Chance for another rotting fish carcass. Yeah. Oh, okay. We got surprise, which objectively is bad for us. So we need to try and knock some of these guys out. We want to go for the kill. All right. Some damage, and I think we go for the Hound's Harry. Okay, we did not get to bleed. We got to kill at least one. You got to be shitting me, Fishman. Well, then, if we can't do that, we've got to go for the stun. If we can stun 2 of the fishmen, that's almost as good as getting the kill. We did not get the bleed either, otherwise that would have been fatal damage. So you're stunned. Comes the seaward slash. This is what we always run into. These guys with their back-to-back criticals on the seaward slash. It's how we lost a trooper early. Managed to resist the disease, which is nice. I really want to try and stun these guys again. It's just, we're not going to be able to go back-to-back on them. And at some point, we've got to start hitting them for damage because we do need them dead. And there's a spearfish. It's got to push. Not the end of the world. Either of these characters works from this position. Stress wave for Caitlin Stark. 17. That's a respectable amount of stress. This friggin' snail is unbleedable, though. We could whack the snail. Whack the snail. He's 1 hit from dead. He's going to squirt us with a little bit of brine. Henry Blake's been squirted in the face with way grosser stuff than that. I hate to break it to you. The man worked in a mobile surgical hospital. We could put fatal damage. Actually, do you already have fatal damage? No. Caitlin Stark's a little hurt, and that makes fatal damage, so we don't have to worry about taking attacks from either of those 2 jerks ever again. Yeah, just keep dropping dead, punk. I think now we can afford to go for some stress relief. Who's got the most? Still Caitlin Stark. The critical stress heal. Very nice. Actually did not mean to Hound's Harry there. What I wanted to do was stun that man. Doesn't look like it's going to make a difference, though. Caitlin beat him on the speed roll, and we can just go for a little group heal. Trying to farm some criticals for a little extra stress relief. Didn't get the luck. Snail drops dead from the blight. That's another win. We can stack on more gold. Stalwart Buckle is good. The Stalwart Buckle is actually a good... Yeah, we're taking that. So long, medicinal herbs. You've been replaced by a Stalwart Buckle. We have a Highwayman, and that's one of the low-level trinkets that is really, really quite good. It's a low-level trinket, and normally when you see the gray trinkets, you're like, oh, well, I'm going to just sort of discount that one. But the Highwayman Stalwart Buckle is one that you can't count out. It's like Rocky Balboa, man. Just because there's an 8 count and he's lying on the mat struggling to figure out who he is, where he is, and how to breathe again, you still can't count him out. We also forgot to restore our party order, but ultimately that's not that big of a problem. The stun kind of sucks. These are Eldritch. We could go for the dodge. You know what? Let's go for the J'accuse. Solid aggregate damage, and now, instead of going for the J'accuse, I think we just kill one.
As the fiend falls,
10 damage and a bleed. We're going to get hit by a shocker. Dwayne Hicks with the sweet dodge, though. Spear fishing for Caitlin Stark. As long as that attack doesn't crit, I don't care. Also, thank you for putting us back in order. I appreciate that. Enjoy that bolt of lightning, sir. That's my gift to you, complimentary from your friends at the Perfidious Manor. 1 free bolt of lightning. We could get a kill with this. The critical! We did it! Suck it, energized stinger. Y'all dead. And you did get to leave a corpse. So you're getting smashed in the face then. Critical, which I assume is going to stun. Stress relief from the critical, and then an opportunity for additional stress relief via the farm. Since this guy doesn't get a chance to go, let's go ahead and round up the horn with a little aggregate healing. Stun wears off. Corpse is bleeding. And speed roll. Not a kill, but an opportunity for additional actions because that is fatal damage. So is the mace bash to the face. Hey, I was looking for a little extra stress relief, and we got it by way of accident. 400 gold and 6 crests. At this point, we're just trying to decide what we want to throw on the floor. I'm keeping the holy water. There's a... If we run and cross the... You know what? Get rid of the dog treats. I want both of these things. We can't afford to abandon the shovel. All right. We really need crests. I would prioritize crests at this point over almost anything else we might find. Don't want to get rid of our torches because we probably have a room battle coming up at the end of this. We want to make sure our light level stays high. Barnacle crusted chest. Does a key do anything on this? Probably a shovel then. There you go. Shovel makes easy work of the barnacles. No nasty gashes here. No longer does it... And we got another dodgy sheath, which again is a pretty good trinket. No more nasty gashes here. None of us are going to star in the Gal Gadot vehicle. We're just... No, we're not having it. Light level is maxed. That's it. Quest complete. Do we want to backtrack all the way down here? No, because at some point we would wind up walking in the dark. We're a little low on shovels. I don't really feel like fighting a shambler, even though this team would actually be okay in anti-shambler meta. They'd do all right. I don't feel the need. Let's just take the win, get the easy victory, and slide up on out of here like a Goo Goo Doll song. Why don't you slide? Johnny Resnick is oily enough that I bet that song he wrote about his own hair. Why don't you slide, hair? And he was like, oh, well, never mind. Every time I try to run a comb through it, it slides right out. Are you saying Johnny Resnick is greasy? Yeah, he looks like vaguely oily, right? Like if you touched him, he would be coated in a thin film of some kind of unidentifiable viscous sludge. Firing shots at you, Johnny Resnick. I don't care. Demonomania believes he's possessed by demons. Beast Hater is actually quite good. It replaced On Guard. You know what? Beast Hater is vastly better than On Guard. Vastly better. Warren's Scrounger replaced Warren's Explorer, which is effectively a wash, although we are bulimic now, which sucks. Caitlin Stark got a case of the syphilis, which is bad. If we had a chance to cure, we could fix that syphilis. And Padme Amidala is now a flagellant, or a flagellant. She's only going to whip herself for stress relief. You know, to each his own. I don't really care what you do for stress relief. So the Cloister is free, the Transept is free, and the Penance Hall is free. And you may be saying, Pete, an opportunity to get some stress relief for your team. And you're absolutely right, and we're definitely going to take advantage of it. So, Hoban Washburn, you're enlightened. You will only meditate. Well, good. Go do that then. Doesn't cost us a dime. Maud Flanders. It seems like now would be a good time to get you in. You have Dark Temptation and Demonomania. You believe you're possessed by demons. Okay. Has anybody else got a lot of stress? Not really. So Shane we want to get in, but he will only what? Like drink? Wield Phobe, Resolution. He will never drink, and he can't gamble, but anything else is fine. All right, Shane, go pray to a higher power. I kneel, I count the beads, I whisper the sacred words. We don't need much stress relief from you. And I guess Maud Flanders is going to get the last spot as she whips and beats the demons out of her own body. I am Demonomania. I must purge my flesh, castigate myself with fire if need be. Are flagellants typically burning themselves? I don't think that's how that works. I don't want any of these people because they're all level 0, so that's an easy decision to make. Is there anything else we need to do? We picked up 20 crests. We got 5 deeds, portraits. What's our upgrade that we're looking for? What do we need to get enhanced recruits? We need Instructor Mastery level 3. What do we need to make that dream a reality? We need 60 crests. Well, that's quite a bit. We do have enough portraits for the upgrade, and we could also lower training regimen. 60 crests, though. I'm not really worried about reducing costs at this point. We just need crests. They're our most important thing. I think this is where we'll wrap it up then. I feel like we made pretty good progress. Maybe next time we'll take this team in now that they're at low stress levels and have them go take a whack at a necromancer. Taking a whack at the necromancer, by the way, would be a fantastic euphemism for masturbation. possibly in a subway train or in a sewer. Be good. I'm done, though. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back to see you again soon with more of the dankest masturbation references on the internet.